I'll show you how to make your own sanding block to sand your projects. You can buy one. It has a clip here. You insert the one side of the sandpaper here and the other side there. So you can now sand your projects. Now you can copy the principle here and get a block of wood and then two clips and two washers. Just drill a hole there and place it by means of a screw here. Do the same on the other side. So you can insert one end of the sandpaper here and the other end of the sandpaper there, just like this one. So you now have a sanding block. Okay, so actually one quick way is to just get a block of wood, then get a larger piece of sandpaper and then fold it here and here, hold it like that, and you can now have your own ready-made or instant sanding block. Actually, if you cannot find a block of wood, a small piece of wood, you can use an ordinary sandpaper, so that instead of folding it this way only, to give it more body, you just fold it here. So fold it horizontally and vertically and you'll be able to use all sides. So for example, this is your sandpaper. You want to use this side, and then if it's already used, you want to transfer here, here, here. So just fold it this way. If you want to use this side, if you want to use the third side, just fold it that way. If you want to use the fourth side, so it's like this. Fold your sandpaper this way, so it will have more body in sanding your project. Instead of just one sheet which is soft, you'll have a sturdy piece of sanding block without the use of any block of wood. Now there's one I made which has many parts. I was playing around with brackets and nuts and bolts. So there's one small bracket here, also here, 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 and then there's a 5-inch nut and bolt. I just screwed one side of the bracket here, pack, the other side there, then here and that, and then I just inserted the nut and bolt. I locked it over here with another nut. Here I just used a butterfly nut. If I loosen this will now spread to have space for the sandpaper. So you insert one side there, and then lock this, or tighten it, so you now have a sanding block. But it requires more parts. I was messing around with the parts, so I came up with this. So this design has 3 pieces of wood. One here, that's the block, and then the clamping mechanism here. So when I loosen this area spreads. So on the other side I can insert my sandpaper. And then if I tighten this, it will clamp the sandpaper in place, so I can now use it to sand my projects. But you need many parts here, but you might have time to mess around with brackets and screws, so you might want to copy this. Now there's a simpler method. You only need one block of wood, a thinner block of wood, nut and bolt about that long, should be longer than the 2 pieces of wood, then a butterfly nut and a washer. So it's constructed this way. You have to drill a hole through and through on these 2 pieces of wood. So one hole there, one hole there. and then you have to carve a hexagon hole so that the head of the hexagon bolt will not turn as you tighten this one. If you're lazy to carve a hexagon, then just use a countersink as a countersink. Make the hole deep enough. Instead of using a hexagon head, you can use an ordinary nut and bolt without hexagon head. I'll get one. So instead of using a bolt with a hexagon head, you can use this, a flat head. So drill a hole on two portions and then use your countersink to make the hole deeper, and then place this kind of nut and bolt with this kind of head so that it will not turn as you tighten the butterfly nut. So after inserting the bolt there, you just put 1 or 2 drops of super glue, let it dry, and then you can now use your sanding block. The hexagon shape prevents the bolt from turning as you tighten this, because if there is no locking mechanism there, you won't be able to tighten this. It will just keep on turning. So here, to avoid this portion from turning together with the butterfly nut, just insert this and then put 2 drops of glue here. Now, so that's it. So when you loosen this, you'll create a space for your sandpaper there. So loosen it and then insert your sandpaper. One side, tighten that, and then insert the sandpaper on the other side and then tighten it. So that's it. You now have a sanding block for sanding your projects. Some people in the internet only use 1 bolt here instead of 2. That's not a good design, because if the wood is warped, then 1 bolt here will not hold the ends properly. So the better design is this one. 1 bolt here, 1 bolt there, so that you can really tighten these portions. So that's as you're sanding, this sandpaper here won't get out of place. If you just place 1 nut and bolt here and 1 butterfly nut here, you won't be able to tighten these portions properly.